joining us now is Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinika.
Good morning, Dr. Bati.
How was your weekend?
It was excellent. Thank you. I had a great time. Good morning, Tundu.
Good morning, Oji.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Great. Doing well. Good morning, Rufai.
Oh, Jinika, pepper them. For some weird reason, I just felt like saying that word this morning. Pepper them.
You look great, Rufai. I love your yellow tie. You look awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. In the United States, President Joe Biden has voiced his support for all religions. He says his administration is working to restore calm between the Palestinians and the Israelis, as both deserve to live in safety and security.
All people should be able to practice their faith with dignity, without fear of harassment or violence. We will defend the right of all as we stand with you.
In Brazil, the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro was lit up on Sunday with a message supporting vaccine equality. In India, Shahnawaz Sheikh, known as the Oxygen Man, established an initiative to distribute free oxygen to COVID-19 patients following the continuous shortage of oxygen, leading to the death of his friend's sister. Sheikh sold his Ford SUV to start the operation that has helped nearly 7,000 COVID-19 patients get oxygen in the country. In Russia, 30 couples, in an attempt to set a Guinness World Record, tied the knot inside moving cable cars. In France, Tropicala, the largest single doomed greenhouse in the world, which will span over 215,000 square feet, is set to be completed in 2024. In entertainment, Myanmar's Miss Universe contestant, Tuza Wins-Lewin, used the pageant on Sunday to urge the world to speak out against the military junta, whose security forces have killed hundreds of opponents since it seized power in a coup on February 1st. Finally, under sports, NBA legend Kobe Bryant was inducted posthumously into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame over the weekend. His wife, Vanessa Bryant, gave an emotional speech.
Congratulations, baby. All of your hard work and sacrifices paid off. I'm so proud of you. I love you forever and always. Kobe Bean Bryant.
And Nigeria's Super Eagles stars Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi made history after winning their first FA Cup title with Leicester City. A video of the players dancing to the song Over the Moon by Dr. C made the rounds over the weekend. Well, congratulations to everyone. Let's begin what's trending by congratulating Nigeria's football star Asisat Oshoala, who has made history as the first African to win a Champions League title. Asisat achieved a feat after winning the Women's Champions League title with Barcelona Femení on Sunday. The Nigerian star, who was born in 1994, began her professional career by playing for Nigeria's youth teams and the senior national team. She also played for clubs like Rivers Angels and FC Robo in Nigeria. In Europe, she had her stints with Liverpool and Arsenal, and has also played with the Chinese club Dalian. Her individual brilliance on the field has won her awards like the BBC Women's Footballer of the Year in 2015 and the African Women's Footballer of the Year 4 consecutive times. In 2014, she was made a member of the Order of the Niger by former President of Nigeria. Good luck, Jonathan. Well, congratulations to, as they said. I'm going to go to Dr. Bati on this story. I'm going to start with you. I mean, she is a woman of many firsts. I am so excited for her win, really.
Well, I mean, your introduction already says it all.
Everything, yes.
A historic figure in sports, not just in Nigeria, but also in Africa. She's been a captain of the Super Falcons. She's been four-time winner of the African Female Footballer of the Year award. She's been 2015 BBC, Female Footballer of the Year. You said the first African to win the Champions League. No, the first woman African.
Yeah, the first woman
to win the Champions League. Although she was brought in at the 71st minute on Saturday, and she didn't score a goal, which is most unusual She's clearly one of the highest goal scorers for Barcelona Femeni. Home girl from Ikorodu, now up there, from Arsenal to Liverpool to China and to Barcelona. I think every Nigerian should be very proud of her. And I consider her a source of inspiration, not just to young female footballers in Nigeria, but also across Africa. But even more importantly is the fact that, Asisat Oshoala, her humanism, apart from her dexterity, her artistry, her creativity on the field of play. You recall that a few years back, she set up the Asisat Oshoala Foundation,
yes.
Which is a foundation that is meant to encourage young girls, not just in Nigeria, but across Africa, to take an interest in football and to follow her example and also excel in that regard. So, both in terms of what she's been able to do at the level of individual achievement and also in terms of her sense of community and how she continues to be a great ambassador for Nigeria. All of this is worth celebrating. And I hope that when they are drawing up the National Awards Honors list, she'll be upgraded from MON to something higher than that for the impact that she has been able to make in a chosen field and also on the history and the image and the brand of Nigeria at a time when, many Nigerians are looked upon as persons who do not know what they are doing. And the same weekend that Asisat Oshoala, achieved this distinction, we also had two other Nigerians, Wilfred Ndidi and Kelechi Iheanacho. Yes, winning the FA Cup final, at the in England. So it was a great weekend for Nigerians, great celebration, and it's good to hear stories like this. For some time, you've been bringing gloomy stories, but this is one that makes us happy, that we find encouraging and inspiring.
Yes, I am so happy with this story. Tundru, I have always admired Asisat. Her tenacity, her strength, her courage. She's such a beautiful woman.
She's very impressive on every level. And I'm just glad that she passed her fitness test right in the nick of time and was able to join in this, huge achievement. And yes, like you said, she didn't start the match from the beginning. She was substituted at the
71st minute.
Yes. Even if she joined at the 89th minute. It all counts. I was so excited. It's great news. Yes. Congratulations to her.
Yes. Rufai, your analysis on this.
Congratulations to Asisat Oshoala. She's done very well for herself. But the question is, what systems do we have in place to produce more Asisat Oshoalas? We saw a report by Femi today, Femi Akisanya, about the first and only woman that have won individual gold for us in the Olympics. That's Chioma Ajunwa. 25 years on, we've not been able to make more Chioma Ajunwas. You see, the likes of Asisat Oshoala, they are just exceptional lights. It's not that we have a system that creates a lot of lights like Asisat Oshoala. I think what we should do in this country, rather than celebrating her, we should celebrate her, but apart from celebrating her, we should use it as a springboard to have a system where we can produce more Asisat Oshoalas in this country. We can invest in sports because these people are making our nation proud. It's sad that 25 years after, we don't have anything. And probably, if Asisat Oshoala reigns and she goes, we don't have any structure in place that will bring another mega star like Asisat Oshoala. And the question is, when she retires, what becomes of her? Do we have systems in place to take care of them? Till date, do we have a system, even if a small money put aside, that will still pay the likes of the Perpetual and Ukwocha that played for this country? Them aren't changing any and the likes. Do we have a retirement plan for them? How are we sure that if they are sick, we'll not have to fly them abroad? Or maybe they will not even have money to buy small drugs for the ailment that they are facing. So these are the pertinent questions we should ask. We celebrate Asisat, but we also call on the government to provide a system that will help people like Asisat blossom and do more, and we'll be able to take care of them even long after they are gone, working for this country and making the name of the nation proud.
Well, I get this point about, nurturing a future generation and providing opportunities, but many of them emerge in spite of Nigeria. So it's good to nurture talent. But I also think that many of them will become professionals who play at the big league. They probably also need some information about, or education, if you like, without sounding condescending, about financial intelligence, because we've had many of our big superstars, not just in Nigeria, and globally also. They earn like 40,000 pounds per week, and then they end up living in penury. So maybe perhaps, financial intelligence is also important, not just for athletes, but I guess for all of us.
Well said. We'll take another story. Over the weekend, a rally organized in agitation of a Yoruba nation in Osun State, Nigeria, garnered mixed reactions on social media. The rally was led by Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, who declared that there will be no election in the Southwest until the emergence of a Yoruba nation. The activists went on to say that Southwest governors have backed their demand for a Yoruba nation, but have not openly showed their support out of fear that the federal government might stall their allocation. Tundu, he has mentioned names at this point. He has mentioned names of all these governors. I guess it's time for the governors to speak out. I mean, this is not the first time Sunday Igboho is claiming that people are back in the Yoruba nation. But I guess I wouldn't have time to take your analysis. We'll have to go on a short break now. And when we come back, What's Trending on the Morning Show will continue. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Morning Show. We're still on What's Trending. Tundu, I would love your analysis on Sunday Igboho's declaration of the governors that he mentioned, saying that they're in support of the Yoruba nation.
Well, he can say that. Yeah. I think the governors will have to confirm whether or not they are in support. What the governors have said so far at their Asaba meeting has been quite clear. They said nothing about a Yoruba nation. They were talking about reform, restructuring state police and what have you. So I think that those men are more than able to speak for themselves. But I tend to agree with our previous guest, Honorable Sergius Ogun, who we spoke to earlier this morning, who made the point that all these agitations probably would not exist if restructuring had been done. And I keep going on about it in the most pedantic fashion, which I don't like to do. I don't see why a party or a candidate will make electoral promises and just renege. We were promised restructuring. That was part of the change agenda. You don't get to now be elected and refuse to actually implement it. It is wrong. It is fraud as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
So that should have been done. Now, with regards to Sunday Igboho, these are similar to the calls that Nnamdi Kanu made in 2019. Yeah. He said in 2019 that if there's no referendum, that there will be no election in the Southeast. We know how that ended. There were elections in the Southeast, and in fact, APC made gains. So Sunday Igboho making this comment now, 2 years to go, I'm not quite sure if that will actually hold water.
Yes, he made a lot of points too, but then he also said that, he's not Nigerian and he could not be arrested. I want to ask, where is he from if he's not Nigerian? Does he hold a Nigerian passport, or what passport does he hold? His children, who are they if he's not Nigerian at this point?
Okay, let's put it like this. Sunday Igboho, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, made a number of claims. One, which you and Tundu have dealt with, to the effect that all the governors of the Southwest are behind the push for secession by the Yoruba nation. Well, and he said that those governors cannot come forward because they may be denied their allocation by Abuja. Well, for the benefit of Chief Igboho's information, the federal government cannot deny any state the due allocation under Section 162 of the Constitution, the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. The Obasanjo administration tried it against the Lagos State. And that is the issue that was determined in AG Lagos State versus AG Federation, that the federal government cannot derogate away from the spirit and letter of Section 162 of the Constitution. So if the governors are supporting secession, it is up to them to come out and say, this is the position that we have also taken as governors of the southwest part of Nigeria. But until they do that, we only have Chief Sunday Adeyemo say so in that regard. He also said that all the monarchs are in support of Yoruba secession, where some of the monarchs in Yoruba land have come forward to say no, they are not part of secession. Afenifere in particular and some other Yoruba leaders, Yoruba Council of Elders, they are not in support of secession. So on the issue of the future of the Yoruba nation within the Nigerian Federation, there is one major meeting point, which is that people are not happy with what is going on in Nigeria. And it's not just the Yoruba. People in other parts of the country are also expressing dissatisfaction, not just with the Nigerian arrangement or federation, but also the performance of the present administration. But in terms of what to do, there are different reactions. Yes, Article 20 of the African Human and People's Rights talks about the right to self-determination. There's a right to self-determination. And there are people who are saying, if that self-determination is not possible inside Nigeria, then it will be possible outside Nigeria. That's the extreme, negotiating point that is coming up. But how do a group of persons, 4 or 5 persons, on behalf of a whole race, then decide that Yoruba people must leave? So what is the option? A referendum? A plebiscite? Now, but the Nigerian Constitution does not create room for a referendum. It does not. The framers of the Constitution have not put a plebiscite in that Constitution, because a referendum or a plebiscite will be a revolutionary option. It will be an extra constitutional option. Okay, so these are the issues that we all need to worry about. But all of this, what it points attention to is that, one, there are many people who are unhappy with Nigeria, who want to see a new Nigeria, who want Nigeria to be redeemed, and who are putting pressure on the government of Nigeria to redeem the country and to create that new Nigeria that they seek. And they are saying, if it is not possible, they would rather go to thy tents, O Israel. So the government should see all of these agitations as a wake-up call. Earlier on this program this morning, I talked about people expressing concern about whether even the 2023 general elections can take place. This is an indication, because one of the points made by Igboho is that in 2023, nobody will be allowed to run for elective office in the southwest of Nigeria. Now, that's clearly a slide into anarchy.
Correct.
Whether in the southwest or in the southeast.
How can you even decide for other people?
The Buhari government will still have to resolve this, this insecurity challenge, and the urgency of it is the urgency of now.
Well said. Rufai, I'll take our final story so you can comment on it. Our final story is on reactions trailing the decision of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, which over the weekend instructed Fulani herdsmen to vacate the southwest after 17 southern state governors decided to ban open grazing in the region. The chairman of the Bauchi state chapter of the association said the move by the southern governors was to frustrate their business and also turn people against herders. I mean, I don't know how that is possible, Rufai. I mean, the nuisance value of open grazing has been a big topic. Even before the southern governors decided to ban open grazing, the governor of Kano State had already said that. I'll take a quick tweet before you react from a Dominic who wrote, North has 65% of the landmass, 75% of the irrigation system. The Sambisa and the Kaduna forest put together is more than half of the southeast region. But the wasteful northern elites fail to harness such great potentials to the development of the north. Your reaction?
It's quite sad, Audrey, is that it is Nigeria as a country, we've retrogressed all over the years. It's as if as the year go by, we get worse than where we used to be. Because when you look at historical antecedents, I don't even see the reason why we have a case of open grazing. This was the same country where we put animals on carriages and train from north to south. They didn't graze openly. This was the same country in the 50s when we had Obodo Cattle Ranch. So we actually had ranches. And if these people want to run a business, as they call it, you can't run a business on another man's land. So there's a cost of running a business. So why don't you just graze? So the fact that we're even talking about this is just an indication of our stupidity, pervasive stupidity as a country.
Yes.
It's very shocking. And when you even look at it, what's the volume of milk or meat that the people that are grazing openly causing problem for others creating? Other countries that are ranching like America and Argentina and New Zealand produce more meat than you, more milk than you do with the open grazing. So your open grazing is a very ineffective method of agriculture because you suffer the cows can't optimally provide milk, their meat is tough and terrible, not tender. So what are you gaining from the open grazing? It's just causing wahala everywhere. And we've seen Governor Ganduje, he's even put up a big expanse of land for you. Come and ranch your cattle so that you can take care of animals properly. I mean, there's a science to everything. So the fact that we're even talking about open grazing, anyway, you know there's a political undertone to all of this, is the fact that we have retrogressed. How did a nation that celebrates building Obutu Cattle Ranch, have we forgotten why it's called Obutu Cattle Ranch? Because it's a ranch for cattle. Why can a nation that had carriages, for cattle, that you actually transport them in train down to the south, all of a sudden become a nation where cattle graze everywhere, they're on the highway. Before you know it, cattle will even enter National Assembly and be sitting and be taking plenary session and be talking to our lawmakers if cattle are not even making laws. So how come do we have a nation like that all of a sudden? And in the 21st century, our major concern is open grazing.
Unbelievable.
In the where people are using various forms of modern agriculture.
Well said, Rufai. Well, I'm sorry, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I will see you tomorrow.
Just to make the point that the Bauchi chairman of Magban, Miyetti Allah, I don't think he was speaking for the group when he says that the Fulani should leave the Southwest. He probably was speaking for himself.
For himself.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much.
Good point.